Hello there, welcome along on Facebook and on Twitter. The bridge is ready as Liverpool and Chelsea prepare for round two. Chelsea won the battle on Wednesday night in the Carabao Cup. Can Liverpool win the war in the Premier League this evening? Alongside me is Mark Lawrenson, and Laura, I've been reading some of your wise words elsewhere this week, and you said that Wednesday will have no effect on today. Why?
Because A, it's a Carabao Cup, because B, generally, I don't want to use the word reserve teams, but probably second 11s, and there will be a completely different atmosphere for this fixture tonight, and it's just not the same feel.
Do you think if you offered Jurgen Klopp a point now, he'd be happy?
Yeah, I think there are, because, you know, against one of the, and they are recognised as a top team, Chelsea, and Sarri, the manager's done a really good job since he took over. I think Klopp alluded to the fact that he's actually done a really good job in a really short space of time.
Most instant impact he's ever seen.
Absolutely. So, yeah, you'd always take a draw away against one of the top six.
Is this a three-horse race?
Two.
The title?
Two. I think Liverpool and Manchester City are better teams than Chelsea. But Chelsea have obviously started extremely well, and you have to show them respect. I think their problem will be, you know, who's going to play actually up front for them to keep rotating between Morata and Giroud. We know, obviously, about Eden Hazard and William and all those kind of players, but they don't have the goal power that we have, or City.
OK, let's hear from the manager. Jurgen Klopp and Maurizio Sarri met for the first time on Wednesday night. It was advantage Sarri, and Klopp is expecting an equally difficult game today.
Both teams will not be an easy game. Both teams know that. But, how I said, the best preparation for us for the Saturday game is the Wednesday game, because you can never know more about an opponent than in a match you play against them. And, of course, a few different players on the pitch, but we try to use our information from Wednesday to do it better. When we played football, we caused them a lot of problems as well. We should not forget that we had the bigger chances in that game.
Sturridge now has the ball. It's saved by the goalkeeper. Oh, dear. Well, as chances go, they don't come much better than this one.
Result is the most important thing, but the performance is pretty important as well, and for analyze much more important. And so we learned a lot in that game, and it was just interesting to see how we adapted in a pretty short period of time, and with a pretty much completely new formation, and that's good. But we have to do better because Chelsea will make changes, of course, and so it will be interesting again, and I'm looking forward to it.
Can you sense an added determination in the players to make sure that at Stamford Bridge it's a different result?
Yeah, for sure, but it's not that I go, to be 100% honest, that I come in on Thursday morning and then speak immediately in which way we strike back and things like this. Are obvious, we want to strike back. That's sports. You lose once, can happen. If you play them again, you try to correct that case. Striking back is a real duty in sports. That's why what's a big part of what I love. You always, in a season, you play always twice. So it's quite difficult to play in June, or let me say in August, and then next time in May, and you just tell your players, okay, we lost against them. That's quite difficult. But in 3 days, it's possible, and so let's try.
What kind of a statement would it be if you were to open up a 5-point gap on another title rival, top four rival in Chelsea this weekend?
I don't think in this category, to be honest, because it's difficult enough to try to win the game or even to get a point at Chelsea, and I don't think about a 5-point gap. And a 5-point gap, 31 match days before the end is nothing, because you play them again, so it's absolutely nothing. It's only about getting points on our account, and that's all what we try to do. We will go to Chelsea and try our best again. But in games like this, you never can be sure that you will get the result you want to have. You have to work for it, and that's what we try.
He says he's learnt a lot from Wednesday night. What do you think the key things are that they need to do better? Obviously, it will be a completely different team, but overall?
I think pose more of a threat, to be honest with you. And I think that also that Chelsea, you know, the players that they had were all really good on the ball. I don't really think that we hurried them enough, which obviously, you know, is one of the big things. But when he just said there about the result, that's when you said to me, would he take a draw? Absolutely, totally. Yes, he would.
Eden Hazard is obviously the one that everyone's going to talk about, but is it important almost equally for Liverpool to stop Jorginho, to try and rush him, to not give him so much time to control the game?
Yeah, But we'll do that. I don't think that's ever a worry, because when you see us against the top teams, our midfield three, whoever they may be, that's something that they're not good at, they're brilliant at. So I think as long as you can keep Jorginho with his head down, which obviously difficult to play if you can't see, so that's always good. And I think the thing about Hazard is it'll just be the closest man to him, just kind of closing down. But you know what he's going to do. And I know with top players, you kind of do know what they're going to do, and they still kind of beat you. But Hazard he very, very rarely goes around the outside of you. So it's one of those, you always want to send him to his left. But I don't think they'll make any special plans for him. And I just think that, the team that dominates the ball generally will be the best team in the game.
Is there a team in the top 6 that are more reliant on one player than Chelsea are on Eden Hazard?
The question that is, how long have we got?
30 seconds.
Yeah, thanks. No. I think for their season, he might be worth 15 to 20 points, which for one player is an awful lot of points.
OK, let's get a flavour of things down at Stamford Bridge. Our man in West London this evening is Mark Benstead.
Good afternoon, Rob. Well, autumn may be just around the corner, but no sign of that here at Stamford Bridge today. The sun is shining, conditions are fantastic ahead of what is, part 2 of this double header with Chelsea. It was League Cup action in midweek with the Blues emerging triumphant. Today it is league business, a chance for the Reds to extend the lead at the top of the table and to maintain that 100% start to the season. One of only 3 teams across the 5 big leagues in Europe to yet drop any points in the domestic competitions. They're in good company in terms of that. The other 2 sides yet to drop any points are PSG and Juventus. If Liverpool are to maintain that record today, it won't be easy for them, of course, though Chelsea's record here at the Bridge is very good over the last 12 months. They've lost just 3 league games here during that period. In terms of the challenge they'll face today, very different to the one that was in front of them when they came here last. It was back in May, the end of last season. Antonio Conte was in charge, of course, of Chelsea at that stage. I was here that day. Chelsea were, as you would expect from the Conte, more defensive. They were stodgy. They weren't very expansive. They didn't look to bring the game to Liverpool. Liverpool had to do all the running, all the attacking. Very different now, though, from the Maurizio Sarri. I've seen them, 2 or 3 times in the Italian since he took over in the summer. Far different side. They're more offensive, they're more expansive. They look to bring the game to their opponents, and that'll be the case there. Jorginho will pull the strings. Their attacking players will be asked to bring the game and to attack Liverpool. Now, in some ways, that may suit Jurgen Klopp's side a little bit when they bring the game to us. It gives us the chance to counter, hit on the break. But we also do need to be mindful, of course, of the attacking threat of Chelsea, in particular, of course, the man who came off the bench in midweek in the League Cup at Anfield to such dramatic effect, Eden Hazard. A star for Belgium in the World Cup during the summer. His record for Chelsea in the Premier League is excellent. 74 goals and 41 assists so far. The big talking point ahead of this game, of course, concerns the fitness of Virgil van Dijk. That rib injury aggravated in the game against Southampton, forced him to miss the game in midweek, forced him to miss training on Thursday, but he has travelled to the capital, so could play a part here today. Details on whether the Dutchman will feature on the way in our Matchday Live programme as part of all the team news from this huge game at the Bridge. It is Liverpool against Chelsea in the Premier League.
Mark, thank you very much indeed. As ever, we welcome your comments as well, so get in touch however you want to. Email, text, tweet, whatever you fancy. Details are coming up on the screen now. That is it from us. 10 minutes time, we will bring you all the team news from Stamford Bridge as Liverpool look to remain top of the Premier League. Bye for now.